Hello everybody, welcome back to more political chatter. We are back with another 2024 election prediction. This one is between Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Biden, but this is pretty interesting because this is if Tulsi Gabbard switches to the Republican Party. Now this is speculated whether or not she will, because it's just been announced that she will speak at CPAC, the conservative convention that they hold every year. Alright, and that it would be pretty amazing if she switched parties. Now, this matchup between Tulsi Gabbard, who is very popular, versus Joe Biden would be pretty interesting. But it's going to be very hard to how do I put this? It's going to be very hard to see how strong Tulsi Gabbard would do in the Republican Party. Because look, go back to the Trump impeachment. She votes present. She's in the House of Representatives. Well, she used to be in the House of Representatives. She voted present, meaning that she did not vote to impeach then President Trump. Only Democrat in the House or the Senate in Congress to do so. However, we do have to remember this. She did endorse Joe Biden in the 2020 election, and Republicans will remember that. Especially those very Trumpian Republicans. They're going to remember that she is a former Democrat and is very moderate, if not liberal. So it's hard to speculate how much Republicans will turn out for her. But really, I see what's going to carry Tulsi Gabbard through the season is the fact that she's extremely popular among independents. Tulsi Gabbard is very middle of the line. Independents will flock to her side. I mean, they will flock to the Republican side. They will not vote third party. Independents really do like Tulsi Gabbard, and that's what will give her a chance at victory. And also, Joe Biden is extremely unpopular, and so we have to remember that. California and Washington stay safe. We'll get to Hawaii, because that is Tulsi Gabbard's home state. I see Oregon becoming likely just because, it's a very Democratic state, but I see Tulsi Gabbard winning a lot of independents here because Oregon does have a lot of independents. We do have to remember that. New York, Connecticut probably likely, New Jersey likely, Maryland safe, Delaware because it is his home state safe, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Vermont safe. Maine's first. I see Tulsi Gabbard doing very well in the state of Maine overall, and Maine's first being one of those states. I would say it's likely Biden. Moving on to safe, Tulsi Gabbard states Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, North and South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma. She doesn't have much appeal here, but these states will vote Republican no matter what. So, they're going to go to Tulsi Gabbard. Indiana, it's close to being likely. There might be a few Republicans who won't turn out for her. Along in the state of Kansas and Nebraska, I'll keep Kansas safe because I feel like Tulsi Gabbard, there are a lot of moderates in the state of Kansas, and it would probably be safe. Anyway, moving down to Alaska, I really see Tulsi Gabbard doing well here. I think that it will go safe for Tulsi Gabbard. I think she would do very good here. Alright, now let's get into the competitive states. Well, Illinois would stay safe. But in a state like Minnesota, I think Tulsi Gabbard will do very well here. I think this would be a very close state. I think it's going to be tilt Biden. Remember, Tulsi Gabbard is extremely popular. She will carry many of these states. And then states like Iowa and Ohio, definitely likely, if not safe, Tulsi Gabbard. What we have to remember here is that she will turn out parents, and these are two states that flip back and forth. They went to Obama and then they go to Trump. So, there are people that I feel like it shows that there's a lot of independents who are willing to vote for the other side. So I think that these two states would stay likely for the Republican Party. South Carolina would stay likely. She doesn't have any special appeal here. Florida, I think, would be pretty close. I think it would stay a lean margin for Tulsi Gabbard. There's so many people who hate Joe Biden here and will turn out for Tulsi Gabbard just because she is not Joe Biden. But, there are so many Trumpian Republicans down here. That also goes for Georgia and North Carolina. So many Trumpian Republicans down here who will just refuse to vote for Tulsi Gabbard because she is a former Democrat. But ultimately, with Biden being so unpopular, I think it'll be enough for these three states to go to Tulsi Gabbard. She now has 210 electoral votes. Moving down to Texas, it'd probably stay likely for the Republican Party. I would say Tulsi Gabbard would win it by a likely margin. Then New Mexico, I think that she will do. I don't think she'll do that well in New Mexico. I'll make it a lean margin just because Biden isn't popular. But Colorado, this is a state with many independents. In the state of Colorado, seeing their history, many people are willing to flip to the other side. So I feel that means that there's a lot of independents. That's all it shows. Like in Oregon, there are a lot of independents in the state of Colorado. So I'm going to give Biden the state of Colorado, but I think it's going to be very close. I think that he will win here by a tilt margin. But I mean, two states, Nevada and Arizona, definitely Tulsi wins here. I think that Arizona could be likely, but I'll just keep it on the safe side and do lean. Going down to Hawaii, I think that this would be likely Biden. I mean, it's going to vote Democratic no matter what. We have to keep that in mind. I mean, Biden will win here. The Democratic Party will win here. But there always will be those independents who will switch to Tulsi because she is so popular in her home state. Tulsi Gabbard will probably take back Nebraska second. I see her having some appeal here. And then in Virginia, I think Tulsi Gabbard will do very well in the state of Virginia because she is a moderate. There's a lot of moderate Democrats in the state of Virginia, a lot of independents who I definitely see could be going to Tulsi Gabbard. Ultimately, I'm gonna give Virginia to Tulsi Gabbard by a tilt margin. Really, you might disagree with me, but I think that she will bring in so many moderates from both sides and independents in the state of Virginia that she would be able to carry it. Same goes for New Hampshire. It's a very moderate state, and I think it would go tilt Gabbard. Very moderate, many independents here. It shifts back and forth, usually goes to the Democrats, but with Tulsi Gabbard so popular, I think it would go to her by less than 1 percentage point. Maine at large, I think, would be pretty close, but probably stay a lean margin. Well, not stay. It was likely in 2020, but in 2016 it was lean. Probably be a lean margin again. Then in Nebraska second, I think she would do very well here. I think Tulsi Gabbard would win by a solid margin here, just because she does have, she has an appeal in the state of Maine. I really see it. She is a reformer type of candidate, and Maine, especially Maine second, their history shows that they usually vote for reformer type of candidates, independents. Now onto the blue wall. Tulsi Gabbard, just because Biden is unpopular, and there will be a lot of people who won't turn out for Biden because he is unpopular. Tulsi Gabbard not being Trump, we also have to remember that there will be. Oh my God, you scared me.